You probably know that the Alliance Utopia was actually established, 6 months ago, or you have this collaboration for many years, I believe, at least some of universities. In the beginning there were 3 universities, the University of Warwick, Brussels, Paris-Seine. In the beginning of November, to be exact, on 5th of November, the University of Ljubljani joined this alliance, and the main points of this event today are actually announcement of the names of the 2 additional universities that are joining our alliance. These are, of course, Pompeu Fabra University from Barcelona and University of Gothenburg from Sweden. Very welcome to our alliance. I believe that this alliance is now completed. We are consisting of universities from all over Europe. Other important issue is also to officially announce that University of Ljubljana is leading this alliance. Of course, this is great honor for us on one side, on the other side, big responsibility. This fact also shows that this alliance is really open, inclusive. You know, we are really looking for a common vision in the field of education, research, science, interregional cooperation. And of course, it was meant to say something about our acronym, or not acronym, we just agreed that that's our full name, Utopia. Whatever does this mean. So it's interesting name, it's somehow provocative. We have some explanations, but we decided to not discover all these stories behind. So not to be too long, please, Mr. Minister, for a short address of our guests from all these 5 universities, of course, including Ljubljana.
Yeah. Director, thank you so much. And I'm truly sorry, because it took me 5-7 minutes longer than expected. Simply because there's Christmas market out there, and it's simply crazy. You can't park. There's no way that you can park. So thank you for the parking space. That's everything for you. That's the first thing. But to get more serious, thank you so much, first of all, for coming to Ljubljana, and secondly, to form this alliance. The rector has been telling me about this since I took office in literally at the beginning of autumn, so to speak. So I'm really glad that it proceeds as envisioned. I'm glad because I've spoken several times now with Commissioner Navracic, and he's really keen on these European higher university alliances. He's keen on making European higher education area, because this is the mission, and this is what we do. Because on one hand, we have a rather good European research area, but on the other hand, we have European higher education area, which can make a lot of steps forward. And what you're doing today here is just one in many steps. And I'm glad that, you know, still being Slovene, I'm glad that you have chosen University of Ljubljana as the lead partner in this. I believe to us this is an honor. It's also a burden that not just administer, but in many other terms for the university. But being 100 years old next year, it'll be a great, not just addition, but it'll be something to work on during the next years, and it will, since it was born in a completely different situation, it'll now be joining into an alliance that is different, historically speaking. And I think in that sense, this is an opportunity and honor on the other hand. So let me wish you all the best with your work today. Let me wish you all the best with your future work. My work in Brussels, as far as what I work in Brussels, will be towards developing these kinds of instruments as yours. Because this is, to me, higher education, education in general, but higher education in particular, and research are probably one of the two most important aspects, but also successful aspects of the European Union. When we're now talking to the incoming Romanian presidency, we're trying to push them so that they would take Erasmus and as a flagship education program, and Horizon Europa as a flagship research program. So they would take it in a fast-forward way, so that before we actually get to the European elections in May of 2019, a trialogue could be, should be, we hope to be finished with the European Parliament. So speeding up the process, so that we get to those most successful framework program that the European Union has, and that is the essence of the European Union to me, Lisa. So thank you so much for all the work that you're doing, and if I can be of any assistance, I'll be glad to do it. Thank you.
We will remember that. Thank you very much. Well, maybe we will see what will happen.
I have to write all my name.
Or you write somebody else's name.
Quickly.
That's a real alliance. This is the assembly line of Utopia.
Okay,
Yes.
it's finished.
So, we take each one.
I would like
We are
to
very
all stand up and shake hands. So.
It's been difficult for all.
Very complicated.
This is nice.
How do we do this? Like this?
Thank you. So, of course, all presidents, rectors, you are of course invited to give a short statement.
Yes.
We have had a lot of relations during this last
Ladies
days.
first.
We had a lot here. So they must not be very happy.
Excuse me, just short statement.
Yes.
Sorry.
Now, as Vice Chancellor and President of the University of Gothenburg in Sweden, we are extremely happy to be here in Ljubljana, and we thank you so much, Igor, for inviting us here and taking the lead. We think that this will be a very strong alliance and look forward to a long-standing friendship of sustainability. Thank you very much. And thank you all colleagues.
Of course, all the partners are involved in this story, and we have to work together.
Yes.
Absolutely. Please, Caroline.
I will leave the floor to Pompeu
For
Fabra
me
because
first.
there's a new one.
Okay.
Well, I was trying to insist, but we had not enough time to speak around that before. That this is a happy moment in the sense, I come from philosophy, and in the sense of an encounter. This is a happy encounter. This is something that was not previewed in some way, but this is happy, and I think that we have to insist in that, because this is something that Europe is necessary to show to Europe. Europe is learning us a lot of things, but we perhaps have the occasion of showing something to Europe, that happy moments, happy encounters in the sense of the north, the south, the west, the east, are at the same time a sort of sample of what universities of the 21st century have to be.
Thank you.
Yeah. Joining also as a philosopher, so yeah, you see where there are some other sciences present at the table as well. But I think that the Utopia project is really also giving the signal of a belief in a European dream, and I think we have a lot of strategic plans, but we still need a dream as rectors and vice presidents of our university, of vice chancellors. I think it's also a statement next to a dream. It's a statement that through collaboration, and it was shown very concretely in the Horizon and the research programs, but now we will show that collaboration in education, beyond borders, beyond disciplines, is really the way forward, I think, for future generations of students. And I do think this is an historic moment. So thank you for being present of the history.
Thank you. Francois.
Well, Paris-Seine is very glad to be on board. Thank you to Ljubljana for leading this project for all of us. It's since we have begun this adventure, it's a great pleasure to meet all over Europe and see how growing Utopia is. And we are all working for young generations. They are raising issues. They are asking us to some solutions to better education, sharing knowledge, and having open-minded spirit. And so I'm sure that all of us, we share a lot of things, and we will manage to bring solutions to Europe. And Europe, we always have to dream Europe.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Stuart?
Thank you. Let me also say thank you to you and to Ljubljana for your leadership. It's fantastic to have developed this relationship, and you as a university have had such tremendous success, especially in Erasmus+. It's fantastic you're taking this leadership. The world has many terrible problems, and Europe will have many of the solutions if we work together collaboratively. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am a citizen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland when I say this. Working together is better than working apart, and this alliance is absolutely part of that entire process. And for Warwick, I can say that our students are enormously excited by the possibilities that are inherent in this process, in this alliance, and in finding some of those solutions. So we view this with great enthusiasm and great joy, and look forward to the future, whatever happens in Britain tonight.
Thank you very much. So I already had my few minutes, but just to conclude with this thought, I'm really convinced that this alliance is capable of providing creative ideas. We are always asked, we were asked by the European Commission when we were trying to get some additional information, how this application should look like. They said, we don't know. Just be creative. And I giving this message that we are convinced that we can provide these creative ideas for the future European university networks, or better to say alliances. I learned that we are not talking about networks, we are talking about alliances. So, yeah. So thank you very much again. And I'm convinced that doesn't matter what will happen with this application. We already started a very important story. So thank you.